Hi everyone, it's MG from My Paper Journey. How's everyone doing on this Sunday, November 3rd? Um, I just thought I'd turn on the camera and maybe just craft along with me. And well, anyways, the reason why I decided to turn the camera on is because on the last video that I did, I went ahead and I used scraps. And I still have a lot of scrap of paper, and most of the majority that I have are blank white paper. And then some of these pieces are really small, you really can't use. And the reason why I saved these is because I thought, well, I could always stamp a word and then cut it out, and which is fine for that. But I have a lot of bigger pieces like these. Well, these are small, but like this, and that I haven't thrown away and I haven't done much with them. So I decided today to kind of bring my pile down, I hope. And then these are like, when you print, and it has, I guess this is like instructions. But anyways, I started making, and because I wanted to craft, but I didn't know what to craft on. And I know I'm working on that journal, but I didn't feel like working on the journal. It's kind of weird day today. It's kind of windy and gloomy. So then I started getting some of these scrap whites of paper, and I just started, I did distress them, and I just started gluing them on with no sense or rhyme. And I thought I'd just go ahead and create bases for clusters. And since I really have a lot lace and trim and fabric scraps that I can use, and I've been wanting to use these Tim Holtz little people paper dolls. I've been wanting to use them, and I haven't had the craft to use. I haven't used them for any of my crafts. So I thought, well, after I form, this is kind of great for like mass producing and just having your base for clusters, because it could be a cluster. You can use this as a tuck spot on a corner page of a journal page. So and then the scrap piece of paper of the shipping paper, I don't throw them away. So what I do, I just run them through embossing folders, scraps like these. And so I figure I could always use these as layering for whatever I want to do, I guess. So I thought I'd use these scraps. And this is so pretty. Isn't that pretty, wings? I don't think I'll use this for my scraps for the clusters, but it was there in my scrap drawer. So I just thought I'd take you along. And also, when I don't know what to do, I make a lot of yo-yos. So I'm almost done using I have just a few here to finish, but these are all the yo-yos that I've been creating. And just so that I keep my hands busy doing something. So that's usually what I do when I want to craft, but I don't know what to craft. And so today I kind of have the blahs. I've been feeling kind of down and sad because my middle sister, just sold her house, and she's all packed and ready to go. Escrow should be closing. I think they're just waiting to get the funds of their house that sold, and they're moving to Pennsylvania. And that's my sister Rose and her husband, and she is the mother of my nephew that I mentioned to you on other videos, that his wife, he just got married last year, and they are in their 30s, early 30s, and she thought, her time was kind of running out, so when they got married, I guess they didn't waste time because she's pregnant now. She got married a year ago in August, and see, these are just scraps I think I can use. And she is due on next year, February 14, right on Valentine's Day. So my sister's moving to Pennsylvania because that's where my nephew and his wife live. And that's where his job took him. And he was in New York previously. That's where they both were living, in New York, prior to them getting married. Or actually, when they got married, they were already living in New York, because he started in Pennsylvania. He was working for the Hershey chocolate company. And then he got another job, and now he's in Pennsylvania. Then he went to New York because he got another job. Well, that company sold their business and started to cut down. And since my nephew was one of the earliest employees, so he was let go, and now he's working, got a new job in Pennsylvania again. So now they moved in Pennsylvania. They bought a house, and their baby, awaiting their baby. So I knew eventually my sister would move as soon as she'd know that they'd be becoming grandparents, because I mean, they're on the opposite end of the country, and so they're hardly going to get to see the grandchild if they're here in California. And they're both retired now, so they're moving. And I got used to not having my twin sister when she got married, because she moved to Kansas right away when she got married. And so I'm used to. Now she lives in Texas. Her husband retired and from the military. And so, yeah. And so I'm used to her already being away from home. But, my middle sister that follows me, Rose, I'm just sorting out my scraps here. Well, I've had her with us. She got married. She did move away and live in Thousand Oaks for a couple of years. And then she and her husband moved down to the desert. And he got his job here. And so I've had her here ever since. And so I had her near me a lot longer than I had my twin sister. And yeah, so I'm gonna miss her. So I'm trying to keep myself busy and get my mind off her leaving. So I thought I'd go ahead and get some of my scraps and show you what I just did. I just ripped, I guess you could turn this into a belly band, but it's kind of small just for a small, I guess it's okay. I just want to create a base for the clusters. No rhyme or reason. See, it was kind of like this, and I just kind of tore it and glued them together. And just gluing scraps down, and I used a glue stick for that. So this is what I did. I just kind of tore the edges. I didn't want a blunt cut on all four sides. And then I went ahead and just kind of inked this. Just to give it some, it's just plain white paper. And I keep saying, oh, I'm going to do something with him, and I haven't. And so I decided, well, I'm going to do that now. Stop procrastinating and do something. So I decided, well, I'm going to do some cluster base. And these clusters could always, when you build up on it, it could always be a talk spot on a journal page. And then you put your journaling card in. But so right now I don't have any idea what I'm going to do. I just want to use, and then this is, I didn't want to throw these away. So I'll just use this as part of the layers, and so maybe you can do the same if you have a lot of these and I think that's all I'm going to put. Maybe I'll put I have a scrap of paper here. Just put some ink around it. Now, what was I saying? I tend to lose my train of thought way too easily. That's a sign of old age. Oh my goodness. I used to have a psychology teacher in my senior year, and her name was Rose Freeborn. I'm sure she's no longer with us because she was already, that lady was still working, and I think she was already like maybe in her late 60s, early 70s. And I graduated back in 81, so yeah, do the math. I don't think she's here. Anyway, she used to start off, with her subject of whatever the lesson of the day was for school that day. And then somebody would ask her a question, and then she would just deviate from whatever she was saying, whatever the subject was. And then some of the students, they did it on purpose because they knew that she would lose her train of thought and she'd forget whatever she was talking about. She would just go from one thing to another, and she would never finish her sentence. And a lot of the kids did it on purpose, and they would giggle and laugh. And I feel sorry for Mrs. Freeborn. So I used to, a lot of times, would turn around and glare at my classmates, and give them a look like, stop it, leave her alone. Let her do her class. And there's a lot of times she would say, and I'm going to do a quiz. And then the kids would just start asking her all kinds of questions just to get her going. And so hopefully that she would forget about the quiz test that she was going to do, kind of like a surprise. And I kid you not, those kids, they were able to get her mind off and forget about the quiz test. And so what I would do on purpose sometimes would say, well, Mrs. Reborn, weren't you going to give us a quiz test? And just to teach the other kids a lesson, why are you guys playing with her mind? I just kind of wondered at her age why she was still working, but I guess she either loved teaching or she needed the job. I don't know. So I'm just, like I said, this is not planned. I'm just at random applying things. And I'll use some of this embossed scraps of paper that that's an interesting shape. I'm just forming a base. Like I said, there's no rhyme. I gotta take a drink of water because my throat is dry. It's my allergies. I have my 64-ounce bottle. Oh, this is my granddaughter's sticker. I gave her one of those LOL dolls, and she forgot about the sticker, and I put it in the back of my pocket in my pants. And when I got home, I go, "What is this?" And then I go, "Oh, it's a sticker. I'll just use it." Then I put it on my my water bottle. The other stickers that oh yes, this is a good size that Christine gifted me a while back, a couple of months ago, I think it was. I put those stickers on my other water bottle, the one that I take along with me wherever I go, because that one's a smaller bottle. It's a 40-ounce bottle, and because of my kidneys, I have to constantly be drinking lots of water. So that's why I have a lot of water with me. So maybe after I do a few of these more clusters, maybe I'll do a few maybe I'll use those Tim Holtz paper dolls. Okay, these are kind of big, so I don't need to use other scraps, but I could layer some other stuff like this, right? So anyways, yeah. So I told my sister Rose, well, it's going to take me a long time to get used to you not being around. I mean, because she only lives like 10 minutes away. And then like 5 minutes away from my mom. So when she retired, you know, when the pandemic started, she freaked out. And she didn't want to work anymore. She worked with the preschoolers. She taught preschoolers, and so she didn't want to go back to work. So she retired, and because of the pandemic and because of my brother, her husband, my brother-in-law, he had, I think I'm putting this upside down. He had open heart, triple heart surgery, triple bypass. And she didn't want to get any, any of the viruses the kids had, because a lot of times the parents would send them to school, even though they're told not to send them to school if their kids are sick, but they still went ahead and sent them. Well, she didn't want to risk and get my brother-in-law sick, because at that time he was in a pretty delicate condition, and she didn't want to feel responsible for him getting sick because of her bringing whatever virus she may have gotten from the kids in school and stuff. So she retired, and then one of her good friend that worked with her, she told my sister asked her, you should get, if you're going to continue working, you need to get vaccinated. And then she told my sister, "Oh, I will after the school year ends." And my sister had a feeling that she wouldn't, because she never participated in getting even the flu shot. She refused to take the flu shot. And I guess they have to sign a disclosure if, the teachers, for not, I don't know the procedures or the process, or for those that refuse to comply and get the flu shot. I'm sure my sister told me, but I don't remember. I don't pay attention to those things. But, well, anyways, she got that was the first strain of COVID, and she got sick. She got it from one of the kids in school, and she wasn't vaccinated. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to overcome it, so she passed away. She didn't. So I know a lot of people have a lot of not everybody agrees on the vaccines, but I got the vaccine, and in August, the first time when the strain, when they started with the vaccines, and I'm glad I did, because then in September, it had only been like maybe 3 weeks that I had gotten my first vaccine, that I came down with the first strain of COVID, and I was so miserable. I was so sick. I thought I was gonna die. And I think if it wasn't that I had gotten the vaccine, who knows? I mean, I may not be here. So, there's pros and cons, and you don't know how your body's going to react to the vaccine. Thank God I didn't have any adverse reaction. And I know some people have. So it's kind of like anything, even medication that the doctor prescribes you. When you're sick, they all have side effects. And you don't know how your body's going to react. But then you also run the risk, if not taking the medication, you're not going to get well. So, I think I'm going to leave that like this. I think I like that. So those are my base. So this is a great scrap buster if you have a lot of scraps like I do. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably more than I do, because I usually try to use all my scraps, especially if they're the printed or designer paper. I usually don't have a lot of those scraps. I do, but not like I do with just plain white, because well, when you print like fussy cuts and stuff, you're always going to have like a blank like this that I printed, and this was on the bottom. So anyways, I just thought I'd stop by and turn the camera, and maybe you can join me, just chat like I'm chatting. So what do you do? Leave me in the comments. What do you do when you don't know what to craft, but you want to craft? Or let's say you have the blahs, like me. Lately I've been having a lot of blahs. I've just been feeling really blah. And not just because of my sister. So this is way before my sister. said she was going to be moving. I just haven't been. I think I'll just put that there because it's here, convenient, right in front of me. I'll put it right there. So see, there's no rhyme or reason. You know, I'm getting my scraps down. I just want to get rid of some of these sharp edge. Maybe I'll do one, the top and on the side instead of just the two top ones. Do that, and this one I'll do tear the top and tear the bottom. And you know, with a white scrap piece of paper, which usually what I end up with a lot, and doing this and just using neutral papers, and then when you're ready to use them on your junk journal or whatever you're going to be working on, then you can tie it in and incorporate the paper that you're using or your embellishments, so that they'll go with whatever you're doing. You know, whether it's the paper or fussy cuts or, you know, any I'm going to use this here. I'm going to cut this off. And I like that torn, jagged edge. Because it's windy outside, my allergies are starting to act up. I'm getting a stuffy nose, not to mention that I was getting a little emotional there, letting you know about my sister moving. But on the positive side, well, I'll have somewhere to go visit, right? So I can go see them and visit them in Pennsylvania. This is just a little scrap. I'm just gonna put it up there like that. So see, that's all I'm doing. I'm not even thinking about it or anything like that. I'm just trying to get rid of my scraps. This one's already a good size. So maybe I'll just put some of this book page. Use this here. This is just a little piece of paper from ledger paper. Like so. And you know what? I got this envelope that my husband tore up, and I like the inside, so maybe I can use some of that on the inside. So yeah, let me know what you do in your spare time when you don't feel like crafting, but you want to craft. some of that there. Let's see what else can I put. Put some book page. So, look how many do we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I had these that had just, so it'd be, oops, kind of stuck together. No, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them, 16 so far. And I still have all these scraps. So, let me see. I'll start with this. And I have some scrap of lace, of course. Let me see, what else do I have in here? That one had looks like a little blue. I don't want to overthink it. I have this scrap right here. I think I'll use this scrap. Kind of covering up all that paper there, that book page. I don't want to cover that up. I have a piece of here. I can just cut it a piece. And then put it there. And cut another little piece here. And then let me pick. Some of these fell down. Oh, sorry if you guys hear screaming. The neighbors next door are watching. I don't know. They heard football earlier. Oh, I like that one. Or is that a little bit too big for that scrap? Or maybe I'll use the one with the teddy bear. Of course I'm going to use the one with the teddy bear. Where's my glue? Okay. So this better not be clogged up. And of course it is. And where's my other glue? Hold on, I gotta get my other glue. Okay, got my other glue. My glitter glue. I'm just gonna place that over like so. And this piece. Oops. I think I better cover this up. I don't want my ink pad to dry up. I don't know if this is how I had it. And I hope I've been staying in frame. Put this little gal right there. Of course, I probably should put some little charms or flat bags. I don't know. I have these. I just kind of grabbed them. I had no idea what I was going to be doing, so just bear with me. Oh, I think these are just a little too big. Well, these are some things that Dale gave me. Yeah, I didn't bring anything. Or words. Maybe I do have some words. Do I have some words? Sorry to reach across. I have some words here. And let me see. I'll just put create beauty. Put all my scraps over there. Oh, I didn't cut this straight. Guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think when it's all kind of uneven, kind of it adds a little bit of charm to the handmade look because it's handmade. And I think I put create beauty, put it down here on top. I think I'm going to put it sideways like this. And then later on, off camera, I'll add some charms or flat backs. Let's see what you can do with your scraps. Well, I'm just going to keep on playing with my papers. I just thought I'd turn the camera on a little bit and see what I was doing. And maybe join me and get your own crafts, your own scraps and work. And then use them up to create the base for your clusters. So, okay guys, I'll see you. Have a wonderful weekend and wonderful week. And may God bless and watch over each and one of you and your loved ones. Take care. Bye.